Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Michael Clementi with LexJet. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of signage, where the right printer and the right media come together to help you grow your business and maximize your revenue opportunities. I'm joined today by Tom Giglio from HP and Jay Kroll from General Formulations. Tom and Jay, welcome, both of you. So, Tom, let's start with the HP Latex R530. I mean, it's gotten a lot of attention because it brings the versatility of latex into rigid and flexible printing. And from your perspective, what makes the R530 such a strong fit for signage shops that want to expand their applications?
Well, we're very excited about the HP Latex 530, and we've seen great adoption because it's compact, it's an all-in-one printer, super easy to use, and the color and the output is absolutely stunning. So really, on all fronts, just something that's easy to use, fits in many, many shops, and gives them a new dimension of printing that they didn't have before.
That's great. Yeah, and Jay, let me ask you a question. That versatility only matters if you got media that can take advantage of it. So General Formulations, I know, has built a reputation for pairing well with HP Latex. At a high level, how do you approach developing the products that are both easy for those printers and also reliable for the installers out in the field?
Yeah, okay, really high level. And GF, I mean, we've been manufacturing these solutions since 1953. So, of course, with that, you get a lot of history and experience and a high level of technical expertise. And beyond that, even just excellent relationships in the industry. I'd say from a high level, we're looking at purchasing R&D, manufacturing, field testing. We kind of approach all new product development with that mix of confidence and curiosity a little bit. And we're sourcing high quality materials. We've got the best manufacturing team in the industry. And then we develop and test for real life applications, usually with real life applications. I'd like to think we push the materials to the limit to make sure that when they make it out into the market, that they're reliable, they're easy to use, they're consistent solutions.
That's fantastic. So, Tom, let's get specific. One of the fastest growing segments in signage is wall graphics. So how would you say the R530 handles wall applications where durability, vibrant color, and easy installation all matter?
Yeah, so a lot to unpack there, but we've always been proponents of wall decor. Decor, specifically wall graphics, is really one of the fastest growing year over year segments. Small PSPs, medium PSPs can get 15, 20, 25% year over year growth just because they adapt to that. And latex is a great fit because you're dealing with water-based inks, odorless printing as well, and you don't have any outgassing. So when you can deliver products that are not really offensive to people or objectionable, then that's even a plus. But our latest generation 4 inks deliver a lot of quality, and the 530 is probably believe it or not, it's probably one of the best printers we've ever made in terms of image quality because we're using a belt system, so we have a lot of material on the front and back, so it makes the geometry of printing a lot easier. And that's again one of the nice things that we've been able to deliver with the 530.
Yeah, I love the feed system and I love the sustainability aspect of the ink. So Jay, let's talk about the GF 226 HTR WallMark because it kind of leads right into it. This has become a go-to for installers, and thanks for the easy to apply installation, removable adhesive. What are you hearing from customers about how 226 works with the R530 for walls in retail, schools, or corporate spaces?
Yeah, so I mean, our WallMark products really have been a consistent winning solution for almost 2 decades. And the HTR, yep, that's relatively new, that high-tech removable, as chemistries of paints change, and we get a lot of those low and zero VOC chemistries, just like with the inks, there's more that's being done to be conscious of what we're putting into those spaces and what we're putting onto those materials. What we see with latex inks and that Gen 4, both with the 530, the 800W, man, it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful, not just a visual experience, but the installation experience as well. My favorite part with what the 530 provides and what the latex inks provide is that on that thicker film, that WallMark HTR 6 mil film, I can print, and with the coatings, I know that I have some consistency and some durability. I don't have to laminate, and that leverages the efficiency of print, trim, install without having to go through extra steps in the process. I think that helps just from a production flow standpoint, efficiency, cost, savings with a beautiful product as well.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that thickness of that product is beautiful. I've actually handheld and done some installs with it, and I love that thickness of the 226 WallMark.
Yeah.
So great product to install, super easy to work with. So Tom, another area that shops always look for in growth is vehicle graphics. What are the key advantages that the R530 brings to the fleet and wrap work compared to other printer technologies that are hybrid?
Yeah, so the 530 really doesn't change a lot of things on our side. It's just another addition to the latex family. And, ever since latex started about 16 years ago, it's always been a premier choice for doing vehicle graphics. It has a very thin film thickness. When you're using products like, the 830, the AutoMark, it lays down very well. It has very good colors. But the big deliverable is the fact that whatever features are in the base film, latex is never going to take any of those away.
Mm-hmm.
So conformability, rivets, corrugations, stretchability, elongation, heat, it's really, the ink is not going to be a limiting factor. And the other thing what's really nice about it is you don't have to wait for it to outgas. So as soon as it comes off the printer, you can laminate it right away. And then for those of us that have tried our hand with putting graphics on vehicles and things, you might have to reprint a panel or two. It's just kind of the nature of the business. So with latex, you not only can reprint the panel or reprint that panel, but you can reprint it from the printer. The printer is going to remember a certain number of jobs, so you don't even have to re-rip the file. So it's something that you could reprint quickly, laminate, then you're back in business. And no one ever knows there was an issue in the first place. So those are the real big things. It's always been a natural fit for us, and it continues with the 530. And we're excited. We're excited to help our customers with that endeavor.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of those, different machines out there that are hybrids have to use like flex sinks. You got to load different ink sets into them to get them to flex on some of those cast films. So HP latex ink works on both rigid and flexibles without having to do anything of the sort. So that's really nice. Now, Jay, to support that, the 830 cast, the AutoMark Cast that GF makes, that's one of your flagship wrap films. So tell me about the 830. Why is it such a strong match with the latex ink and how it helps shops deliver high impact graphics with confidence?
Yeah, I think there are a couple different facets there. So with the latex, as Tom mentioned, doesn't really change the characteristic of the film. So we design materials. We talked about that R&D and a lot of that hands-on testing. From a development standpoint, we want materials to be easy and workable, easy enough for the novice installer, but still reliable enough for the pro. And as we do and design that, not having solvent leak through and making adhesive more tacky, it just increases that level of forgiveness. I would say with the film adhesive print, that stuff is critical when you get into those like oops kind of situations, right? I love with the latex that you've got great color, you've got the elimination of the wait time between printing and lamination. I think that improvement for workflow and efficiency. Tom, I didn't know about the ability to take that. You can reprint that job right from the machine without having to re-rip things. That's pretty cool. I just think that flexibility in all facets of the word with latex and with AutoMark Cast just make this more accessible, user-friendly, and that seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah, and a lot of people that are doing those jobs on the 830, they can turn that overcoat ink off, right, Tom?
Yeah, that's really a good feature to have. So with our Gen 4, we kind of put a dial on the overcoat. So users have the ability, if they want a little bit more protection, maybe not the same protection as a laminate, but they can turn the overcoat up. and get some good durability. But when you do vehicle graphics, you can turn the overcoat off. So you optimize the surface tension and mechanical adhesion that you have with the laminate and the base film, and that just makes, better product overall. But again, something simple to use, and our customers have found it really, really helpful.
Sometimes signage needs to go beyond the usual flat wall or smooth vehicle. The R530 latex technology has a reputation for conformability. How does it perform when you're applying to tricky surfaces like concrete or textured walls?
Well, it performs great. Latex has always been a fan favorite because it can withstand a lot of heat and it can withstand a lot of elongation. And that's been, a couple of hallmarks of latex from the beginning. So really it becomes, less obtrusive for us to, be a barrier in the process. We just flow right along with the film, and the characteristics of the film come right through the ink. So, it's very transparent for the end user, and it really doesn't give them anything to think about. They can just print, and then the application really just falls in line from there.
That's awesome. I love when things just work like that. That's great.
Yeah.
So, Jay, that's a perfect segue into the GF RoughMark. Those films are designed for concrete, brick, and rough textured surfaces. Can you share a little bit about how the 285 and the 885A RoughMark are being used in real world applications, and what installers love about it when they're pairing it with the R530?
Yeah, absolutely. And RoughMark, those products are used everywhere from short-term promotions like the exterior of a convenience store. I've seen parking garage wayfinding things, long-term installs where it's like cinder block walls in a school hallway. I think the HTR adhesive, for one, that high-tack removable that doesn't make sense, but it's grips and sticks, but still allows for complete clean removability. That adhesive is really what sets the RoughMark brand, that line of products, apart from the competition, making complicated or complex surfaces and applications just makes them more accessible and reliable. Like with our AutoMark films, I think what I love about the latex inks is we've got excellent color, we've got flexibility, we've got speed to lamination. But when we think about the overcoat as well and the legacy, that 285 RoughMark, it's a little bit thicker film, generally used on those applications that are going to be up for a month, for a weekend, for a month, for 6 months. The overcoat on the R530 adds that durability that you might need for that exterior install without going to extra levels of heavy laminations and things. So again, I think that flexibility and the right size fit for the application versatility makes a big difference.
That's perfect. So, of course, I mean, not every job is going to be a big complex surface or a big wrap. Some shops also need to be able to print profit from everyday signage work. So, Tom, where does that R530 shine when it comes to the bread and butter applications like the POP, decals, or temporary graphics?
Well, that's one of the things that we opened the conversation about, was the fact that, the R530 drops into a small or medium print shop, or even as a companion printer for print shops that have larger devices, because it does such a wide range of different things. I mean, you can be doing decals one day on a removable material. You can be doing, long-term vehicle graphics another day, and without switching ink or anything, to your point, Michael, you can be doing rigid work the next hour. So really, it's just, what do you want to do? The one thing that we really didn't mention here is the fact that every latex R530 ships with white ink. So now we're introducing another range, or another realm of applications to the print service providers by an on-demand white ink system. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you don't use white ink this week, you can take it out. You're not going to waste a single drop. When we go to a print show, we take the white ink out at night. We don't waste any white ink. So for those companies that are starting to learn how to use white, because they need to do that to capture those higher margins and the additional revenue, they can take it in and out as they grow their business. So the white ink has been a real game changer. So end to end application wise, you can be doing one thing in the morning, another thing at noon, and you can end up with rigid boards in the afternoon. So all in all, it's been pretty breathtaking for our customers to have that flexibility.
Yeah, I love the versatility. I mean, when I'm using it and I can go between all those things, and that's actually perfect coming into the conversation with Jay about all their materials. I know you guys have some really cool holographics and sparkle, and talk about some of those products that that might marry well, and even clear materials, right?
Yeah, so even clear in that, man, having that white on board. I know on our same ink system with the 800W, that we do a lot of the holographic materials on that, and being able to use that white layer and add opacity in layers of the print or areas of the print where you might not want sparkle or you might not want holographic, and that takes and really creates it as an embellishment in the other areas. And of course, building layers and other things that you can do with that white ink, that versatility, and optically clear materials to be able to make your own etched glass or privacy type films. Like that's incredible to be able to pivot on that platform with the R530.
For sure. And so the GF, let's talk about just basic calendars. I know you guys have the GF 201 and the 203. Those are kind of staple calendars for you guys. Jay, can you explain a little bit of the difference between those two, and why it's such a smart, cost-effective alternative for shops running the R530?
Yeah, for sure. And for us, 201 is matte, 203 is gloss, and both, of course, print beautifully on the latex. And with that same thought of being able to pivot on a platform, we take 201 and we have a range of flavors, different adhesive types that are gray adhesives or low tack removable or floor adhesives or high tack permanent, air egress, different face film, different or same face film, different adhesives that just allow it to work for different applications. I think with that, the beauty is the PSP they get that consistent print face, but they get some versatility with different adhesives for different applications. It's just like going from stickers to rigid board, being able to address a myriad of applications and options from one piece of equipment, and of course from one material supplier.
Tom, one of those things that I hear customers say they want is the printer that just gives them the quality, but also helps them run their business more efficiently. How does the R530 deliver on ease of use, reliability, and total cost of ownership?
Well, the R530 is really pretty easy to use. I think we've made it clear that that's one of the big decisions that people make to go down the R530 route, is the fact that it's super easy. They can cross-train their employees. They can operate the printer themselves. It really isn't really a hard deal there. But whenever you talk to a print service provider, you usually ask two questions, at least from our standpoint, right? You ask them, how much did that job cost you to make? And usually people don't know that. And then you might ask, well, how long did it really take you? Because sometimes that gets distorted over time. But the R530, just like every printer in the latex family, has something called Print OS. And Print OS is really a dashboard that monitors a lot of that. You can put cost assignments in on what the landed cost of materials is, and it'll tell you how much ink have you consumed, how many boards have you printed, how many rolls have you done, what kind of efficiency and uptime do I have. So as it relates to TCO, those are really good fundamental tools. But the Print OS also helps when printers land jobs on materials that they've never done before. So, we were talking about the textured surfaces. If that's a new film to somebody, they can go to the locator and they can look up GF, and then they can download that preset, and then they're going to get in the ballpark so that they could put it in, they could print it. They're not really going to have any problems. If they want to fine tune it, they can. But, on its face, those are a lot of the things that have always been barriers for people. And it's very easy for people to figure it out with the 530 in particular.
And Jay, media plays such a huge role in profitability too. From your perspective, how did the GF products we've discussed today help shops not only produce great signage, but actually increase their margins and win repeat business?
Oh man, I think the easy answer is they just work. So we've done a lot of the testing. We've developed all these solutions for particular applications. And I like to think we provide some of the education, being my role, some of the education as well to help people match up the application with the particular media. A lot of times it's just, we're going to go for the easy button and we're going to, we'll just do that wall graphic with cast material when really you don't need cast material. There are solutions that are designed, again, to meet those particular challenges and often save a lot of money. The big fear with that is I'm going to use this random roll of media that I have in my shop, and I don't know if it's going to work for the application. And having solutions designed and tested for particular applications helps bring that level of confidence. And of course, we're designing these materials for easy use with quality materials to make sure that you can count on them, that they work in your printer, and they're going to work for the application as well.
So let's close with a big picture thought. Tom and Jay, if you had to sum up what makes a combination of the HP R530 latex and General Formulations media such a powerful solution for signage shops looking to maximize their revenue, Tom, let's start with you first.
Well, I think that, Jay kind of summed this up before, so I might steal a little bit of his thunder, but, things just work. And that really is a process. So if you look at both HP and GF, we listen to our customers and we listen, and that's a big process. And a lot of people say that, but I mean, it took a while for us to bring the 530 to market. But when we brought it to market, we listened to a lot of different people, and we've been able to deliver a really good solution. Partners like GF are a part of that solution because I said in my previous answer, when we're trying to help PSPs make it more transparent to produce jobs or projects, we want them to be able to go in a locator and be familiar with the films like they've been using them for a long time. We want them to understand their purpose a little bit more, but we don't want to give them any more to think about so that they can actually focus on managing their business and not so much on the printer. So really for us, it's just, about making everything seamless.
So Jay, what's your big picture thought?
Yeah, so I would say that it's not just that it's the solution that works, but it's good workflow. I think when we leverage the right media for the right application and even build on that with the right print engine and the right ink, it's just a natural extension. Our mission is to provide quality that sticks, solutions that last, and service you trust. And I think the partnership there with HP, with General Formulations, and of course with LexJet makes that accessible for everybody.
Yeah, I think you both nailed it. I mean, it's about the perfect, complete solution working all together as one. Tom and Jay, thank you so much, guys. That's what makes this so exciting. It's not just the perfect printer or the perfect media. It's about the complete solution working together. Tom and Jay, thank you so much for joining us again and sharing your expertise. And thanks for everybody watching. If you'd like to learn more about the HP Latex R530 or General Formulations media, give us a call at 800 for LexJet. And don't forget to check us out at LexJet.com for all your printer and supply needs.